Can you believe we're already talking about another blockbuster trade with the Vegas Golden Knights, Higger? It feels like just yesterday we were reeling from the Mitch Marner saga, and now the whispers are starting again. Are the Leafs and Knights destined to be perennial trade partners, forever linked by high-stakes moves? And could this next potential swap finally give the Leafs what they desperately need to truly contend? Just when we thought the dust had settled? On the seismic shift that sent Mitch Marner to Sin City, a move that fundamentally reshaped both franchises, the hockey world is once again buzzing with speculation. That 8-tier, $12 million per season deal for Marner, bringing Nicholas Roy back to Toronto, was undoubtedly the biggest splash of the 2025 offseason. It was a transaction that sent shockwaves through the league, forcing Leafs Nation to grapple with a new reality and the Golden Knights to integrate a superstar talent. But as one chapter closes, another often begins. And the narrative threads between these two teams seem to be weaving tighter, not looser. Now, a fascinating proposal has emerged from Cole Shelton of Heavy Sports, suggesting that these two unlikely dance partners might be gearing up for another significant exchange. We're not talking about another Marner-level mega-deal, the strategic 1-for-1 swap that could address critical needs for both sides. The idea of Toronto acquiring the versatile forward William Karlsson from Vegas in exchange for defenseman Carlo heading to the Golden Knights. On the surface, it's a trade that makes a lot of sense. A calculated risk that could pay dividends for both general managers. Let's break down what William Karlsson would bring to the Toronto Maple Leafs, known affectionately as Wild Bill. From his days as a core member of the original Golden Misfits squad, Karlsson is a player who embodies skill, tenacity, and clutch performance. He's a Stanley Cup champion, a veteran presence, and a forward capable of playing both center and wing. Proposal suggests he'd slot in as a top six forward, potentially filling that gaping hole on the second-line left wing a position. That has been a persistent puzzle for the Leafs since Marner's departure. Karlsson's offensive output has been consistently strong throughout his career, marked by a remarkable 43-goal season in Vegas's inaugural year. While that particular season might have been an outlier in terms of sheer goal volume, his overall game is incredibly well-rounded. He's defensively responsible, excellent on the forecheck, and possesses a keen hockey IQ that allows him to create opportunities for his line mates. He's the kind of player who elevates the play of those around him, a true two-way threat who can contribute in all situations. Imagine him alongside John Tavares, or even providing a different look with William Nylander. The possibilities are intriguing, offering a blend of scoring touch, defensive reliability, and big game experience that the Leafs desperately crave. Of course, acquiring Karlsson isn't without its complexities, primarily his contract. He's currently entering the 7th year of an 8-year, $47.2 million deal, which carries an annual average value of $5.9 million. This means the Leafs would be taking on a significant cap hit for the next 2 seasons after the current one. However, if he can provide the consistent top 6 production and leadership that the team needs, that cap hit becomes a justifiable investment. Brad Treliving has shown a willingness to make bold moves, and this would certainly qualify, signaling a clear intent to maximize the team's championship window. Now, let's turn our attention to the other side of this proposed transaction, Brandon. Carlo. For the Toronto Maple Leafs, trading Carlo means parting with a reliable, physical defenseman who has been a steady presence on their blue line. Carlo is known for his defensive prowess, his ability to shut down opposing forwards, and his willingness to play a rugged, punishing style. He's a player who eats minutes, blocks shots, and brings a much-needed physical edge. So, why would the Leafs consider moving him? The answer, as Shelton points out, lies in an area of strength for Toronto, their defensive depth. The Leafs have accumulated a solid group of blue liners. While losing Carlo would certainly be felt, it might be a sacrifice they're willing to make to address a more pressing need up front for the Vegas Golden Knights. Acquiring Carlo would be a shrewd move to bolster their defensive cores. The article highlights a critical concern for Vegas: the potential career-ending injury to Alex Pietrangelo. Losing a defenseman of Pietrangelo's caliber leaves a massive void, and Carlo would step in as a proven top-4 defenseman capable of logging heavy minutes and providing immediate stability. His defensive-first approach and physical play would fit seamlessly into the Golden Knights system, allowing them to maintain their identity as a tough, defensively sound team even without one of their key veterans. It's a move that strengthens their back end while potentially shedding a forward contract that, while valuable, might become expendable if they feel their forward depth can absorb the loss. This proposed 1-for-1 deal, therefore, isn't just A simple player swap. It's a strategic realignment for both franchises. Toronto gets a proven top six forward to inject much-needed offense and experience into their lineup. While Vegas addresses a critical defensive need stemming from a potentially devastating injury. It's the kind of mutually beneficial trade that general managers dream of, where both teams walk away feeling like they've improved their roster. The ongoing need for a legitimate top six forward in Toronto cannot be overstated. While the additions of Nicholas Roy, Matias Maccelli, and Dakota Joshua to the forward group this offseason were certainly positive steps, they don't fully replace the offensive firepower and playmaking ability that Marner brought. Austin Matthews, William Nylander, Matthew Knies, and John Tavares form an undeniable core of top-tier forwards, but that still leaves two crucial spots in the top six. Maccelli is a strong candidate for one of those roles, but the remaining spot often falls to players like Bobby McMahon, Nick Robertson, or even Max Domi. While these players bring valuable attributes, they don't consistently provide the high-end offensive production expected from a top six forward on a championship contending team. This is precisely where William Karlsson becomes such an appealing target. He would solidify that second line, providing a consistent scoring threat and a veteran presence that can handle the pressure of big moments. General manager Brad Treliving has made it clear that acquiring a legitimate top six forward remains his #1 priority. And for good reason. The margin for error in the NHL is razor thin, and having a balanced attack with threats on all lines is essential for sustained success, especially in the playoffs. The whispers around the league also suggest other names that fit the profile of a top six forward, with Brian Rust and Rickard Rakell from the Pittsburgh Penguins frequently mentioned. This indicates that Tree Living is actively exploring all avenues, not just focusing on one potential trade partner. The fact that multiple options are being discussed underscores the urgency of the situation and the commitment to finding the right piece. However, as with all significant roster moves, patience will be key. A trade of this magnitude might not happen before the season begins, and it could even stretch closer to the trade deadline. These things take time, requiring careful negotiation, salary cap maneuvering, and a perfect alignment of needs and assets. But the very fact that such a compelling idea is being floated, linking the Leafs and Golden Knights once again, should keep Leafs Nation on the edge of their seats. This isn't just about filling a roster spot. It's about making a statement. It's about demonstrating that the organization is relentless in its pursuit of the Stanley Cup, willing to make the tough decisions and strategic sacrifices necessary to build a truly formidable team. The Marner trade was a painful but necessary reset, and now, another potential deal with Vegas could be the next crucial step in that journey. So, what do you think, Leafs Nation? Is a William Karlsson for Brandon Carlo swap the kind of bold move that Brad Treliving should be making? Does Karlsson fill that critical top six void? And are you comfortable parting with a reliable defenseman like Carlo to make it happen? Us know your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that like button if you're excited about the possibilities. Let's get this discussion going.